Hello, everyone. I am independent consultant, executive national vice president Lori Funk out of Carl Junction, Missouri. I am honored to be with you today. Follow-up is so important and something I absolutely love to train on. When being introduced to Arbonne almost 16 years ago, prior to saying yes, I was introduced to Arbonne 8 times. Not one person followed up with me. On my 9th exposure, another one of my friends reached out. I absolutely loved her approach. She asked me for a huge favor to come support her as she was starting her Arbonne business and let me know it would mean the world to her. I love to help and support, so I showed up. At her business launch is where I saw the whole Arbonne story, and I became so excited. I think it is so important to enlist your army. That is exactly what she did on my 9th exposure. Many don't know what the Arbonne business is, so they don't know what to be excited about, but they do love to help people. So many times they will show up if they know the meaning behind the ask. The meaning of the ask creates value. Creating the value behind the ask is so important. Follow-up can take time. Some can see the value right away, and others need multiple exposures. I was taught to have 9 prospects bubbling at all times at one point in my business. That changed everything, because if you have 9 bubbling at all times, then you do not feel desperate because someone new may be joining as they funnel through the proper follow-up channels. I highly recommend being patient with the process because most people give up on someone after their first no, just like my initial experience. 8 people never called me back. Timing is everything. It is my experience that it can take up to 6 to 9 asks before a potential preferred client or independent consultant says yes. It is also important to remain positive as you're being patient with the follow-up. If you expect a no, you will get a no. I am sure we all have experienced or noticed that people tend to hear and remember 90% of what you don't say and only 10% of what you do say. While people may forget what you say, they will never forget how you made them feel. My recent national vice president promotion on my team took at least 7 meetings before she said yes to me, but I was determined to have this girl on my team. So I continued to set an appointment from an appointment, and I was also very patient and expectant of her joining my team. When setting an appointment with somebody, I highly recommend embracing all reach out methods. I always recommend asking for a group event so you can meet their network first. The goal is to always have them join the team and register as an independent consultant. But if they don't join right away, at least you met their network and you are expanding your network. If you ask for the group event and they say no, I highly recommend asking for a one-on-one. If they say no to a one-on-one in person or by Zoom, it is important to stay relatable. Let them know you understand and you would love to still meet with them in person or by Zoom so they can learn a little bit about the products and the company before hosting. If they say no to a one-on-one, ask them if they would be interested in a sample. Just be sure to follow the sampling guidelines on the source, as they are different rules for what and how we can sample depending on the type of product and the country that they're in. And in my experience, they normally will not say no to Arbonne 3 times in one conversation, but it can happen. If they say no, just let them know you totally understand. Timing can be everything, and ask them if they will give you permission to call them next month. Typically, they will allow you to call month after month, which is what happened for me. One time I called a girl every month for 1 year. I was pleasantly persistent and continued to ask for permission to call her each month. Then in December, she said yes. December, above all months. She registered as an independent consultant and joined my team and has moved on since then to become an area manager and is definitely worth my year of follow-up, and she's well on her way. Once an appointment has been set, it is so important to always set an appointment from an appointment. Many times a contact can lose interest because there is too much time in between follow-up. So I was taught one time to always set an appointment from an appointment. That created so much consistency and much better results because the consultant doesn't lose focus and the client doesn't lose interest in between the follow-ups. When you do meet with somebody, it is so important to fact find and also try to recognize quickly their personality so that you can meet their needs. For example, if someone is not an information or numbers person, you are going to relate to them way more by sharing the fun side of Arbonne in this business, incentive trips you could earn, the community. But be sure to share that this takes hard work as we need to remain consistent in our sales activity, as we also need to continue to build our teams alongside ourselves to do the same. If someone is all about numbers, they're going to want the facts and not a lot of fun talk. We don't want to just give a bunch of information and then leave either. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We are to listen more. If we fact find, then we can know what the needs are of the person we are meeting with and find a need and share all the things we have to offer and knowing what excites them the most. Fact finding can also be very helpful in setting an appointment as well. If someone objects to setting an appointment with you, you can many times turn the objection back into a yes by finding out the needs once again of the person you are reaching out to. Ask open-ended questions such as, Susie, if you could do anything, what would you do for your skin or your health? Susie, I understand you are busy. Tell me what your schedule looks like day to day and week to week. It is so important to not take a no personally. Truly, most people, when they tell you no, they are really saying they do not have enough information. And that is truly what I was doing when I first was being introduced to Arbonne. I just didn't have enough information. We are called consultants for a reason. We consult with people and we find solutions. I always encourage my team, be solution driven. We are there to serve and meet their needs. If we are just chasing a sale or chasing commissions, we will likely give up easily and move on quickly, missing many that would have said yes. I would encourage to be very patient with the follow-up process. And I highly recommend being patient, having a heart to listen, to love, to serve, and to connect. When we connect with people by listening and making heart connections to their needs, not ours, they are more apt to say yes because they now feel valued and they understand the value. Common objections can be overcome if we take time to connect. I really like the approach of feel, felt, found. I was taught several years ago that approach and asking a question with a question. Those 2 things helped me so much. Here are some examples of connecting with feel, felt, found, and also asking a question with a question so you can truly understand where the objection is coming from. Here's some examples. I don't think I can afford the products. Susie, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. This is what I found. They have an amazing discount program that saves you money when you register as a preferred client. The products each last for a couple of months or longer on the skincare, body care, and cosmetic side of things. And on the nutrition side with the 30-day program, that can be 60 meals in protein shakes that add up to less than $10 per day. Plus the cost of your fruits and veggies that might add to it when you break the price down. Susie, tell me what your budget is. If you can talk to me, I will figure out the best way to help. We have many ways to make this work for you, from our discount program to hosting. Here's another objection. I don't really know enough people to sell the products as an independent consultant. Once again, use feel, felt, found. And then, Susie, tell me why you feel you don't know enough people. So do you see how I'm asking a question with the question, but I'm also being relatable? Here's another one. I don't have enough time to become an independent consultant. Use feel, felt, found. Relate to them, connect with them, but also, Susie, tell me about your schedule. Can you tell me why you don't feel you have enough time, that you don't have enough time? But then also, my friends, be solution driven for Susie. Here's another one. What will people think of me if I start an Arbonne business? Once again, be relatable. We've all had these objections at one time or another. Be relatable, use feel, felt, found, but also a question with a question. Susie, how do you think people will think of you? Or how do you feel people will think about you? Let's talk about this. So as you can see, I do a lot of fact finding. I do a lot of heart connecting, and I use feel, felt, found, and I follow up with a question because I can just give them answers, but I want to get to the root of why they're feeling that way so that I can turn that objection around. So last but not least, know your audience or person you're meeting with. Do they like to have fun? Are they a numbers person? Then move into the fact finding with them. Use feel, felt, found. Knowing the different personalities, my friends, the different personality types can help you build because you can connect with what is important to them as you talk. So in wrapping up, remember you're planting seeds. Throw out a handful of seeds every single month. On my team, we try to connect with 40 hearts a month to share the Arbonne story with them. We are heart hunting, not head hunting. Don't headhunt and call someone over and over and over. Rather, throw a few seeds out there every single month. Water the seed by doing what I shared with you earlier. Don't drown the seed. If you chase people, they will run. If you love them and serve them and listen to them, they will chase you. Our team keeps our mission at the core. Listen, love, serve, and connect. As long as we personally listen and connect, ask questions, make it more about them than we do about us and our sales, etc., and we just love big with a mission to serve, people can feel that. They will feel heard, and we can tailor everything we do to meet their needs in serving them. That is how we grow. Thank you so much for being a part of this today. It is my honor to share with you what I have done over the years to build that listening and connecting piece to Arbonne so that I can relate to others and serve them best. Bye, everybody.